Hello, everyone. This is Dino. I want to do this a very short video on how to find a job after passing the RIBO Level 1 exam, because I do get a lot of questions from our members who passed the exam, and I thought I'll just put something together here. So let's say you just passed your RIBO Level 1 exam. Congratulations. And I have been receiving a lot of feedback, how the channel was supportive and everything. And thank you so much for your kind words. And I'm very grateful. Now, you must register with RIBO and get your license to practice as a broker. So as soon as you pass your exam, you can't just go and work as a broker. You have to be registered with RIBO, and you cannot call RIBO directly to register yourself. You have to have a sponsor. In other words, you have to have an employer. So you must have an employer, such as an insurance company can be an employer, like Aviva, Intact, Travelers, Wabanesa, CAA, on and on and on. There are so many companies in Ontario. Or you can contact a brokerage. The best thing to do is to go to Google and then just type in insurance companies near me, or you can even nuance it like property and casualty insurance companies near me, and then it'll give you a lot of companies, and then go to their website, click on careers, and then you just post your resume. This is because RIBO Level 1 license requires you to work under supervision. That's their official term, work under supervision, at least for 2 years. So you may ask me, what happens after 2 years? Well, you can go for level 2, or within your company, maybe you got promoted and you become a principal broker, or you can even start your own brokerage. So I would suggest you go to ribo.com and find out about the level 2. Let's just talk about level 1 right now. So once you've been hired as a broker, your employer will register you with RIBO and get you the license. So if you switch your job, you must inform RIBO immediately. Okay. I know they say within 30 days. In my opinion, just inform them right away and then ask them what needs to be done. And obviously, you need another sponsor. If it's going to be within 2 years, you need another employer. So your new employer will transfer your RIBO registration from the previous one to the new one, or I should say the new employer will register you just like your first employer did. So in other words, you need an employer. Okay, that's the point. If you want to work 2 jobs, you must inform RIBO that there may be conflict of interest between working as a broker, which is your primary job, and with your second job. Even if your best friend tells you, hey, I know your second job is not going to have any conflict, just call RIBO. Okay, just get it from the horse's mouth, as they say, right? So advise RIBO, and also because you have to go through the clearance process with RIBO if you have a second job, but you don't know about your second job, how it's going to conflict. And I can tell you from my experience from 2008 that the RIBO brokers that we hired and their second job, what kind of problems we got into with RIBO, because they didn't tell us they had a second job, and there was obvious conflict of interest between the 2 jobs. Just to get that cleared out, okay? Now, if you go to ribo.com and then /becoming a broker, it gives you a lot of good information. First, passing the level 1 examination or its equivalency, satisfying the only business or employment. You see here, this is what I was talking about. You have to actually satisfy RIBO about the only business or employment as a broker. Okay, registering for RIBO license. This walks you through the whole process, okay? And there's a video here. So how to find a job? I would suggest that you start making a resume and sending them out to some of the major companies such as Intact, Aviva, Travelers, Wabanesa, all of those companies. And also you can just Google property and casualty insurance companies in Ontario or near me, those kind of things. And you will find a list of all companies. Go to their website and you will find a link for careers. And here are some examples. So I just a couple of minutes ago, I went to Intact's website. I click on careers. So it took me to their site here, careers.intact.c. .com. So Intact, as you may know, is the largest insurance company in Canada, and second largest is Aviva. And these are very, very nice companies. And also CAA, Wavanesa, Travelers, they are big companies, okay? There are so many jobs available. And this is Aviva Careers. And so they're looking for, see here, 442 jobs found. So currently, they have opening for 442 jobs, okay? So also you can go to all these headhunters, right? Indeed, Workopolis are the big ones, Insurance Works, and Job Diagnosis, and Job Rapido, and My Insurance Recruiter. There's so many of them, okay? And you just post your resume there, and I'm sure they're going to call you. And in fact, I just went to Google and I typed in PNC insurance jobs in Ontario, and it took me to Indeed first. And then I clicked on, I see, look at this. What do the top PNC insurance agents make? This is top, okay? Don't get right away carried away. 63,000, it was pretty good salary. So it's the top earners, okay? And then 75th percentile, 75%, they earn more than 50,000. Okay, this is like almost like a starting salary now, which is not bad, with full medical, dental, vision care, vacation, paid vacation, a lot of things. You know, some of the companies offer bonuses, and, you know, with the company that I worked in the past, every year at the end of the year, they give a Christmas bonus. So they pay you for your CIP courses. Many companies, they pay for CIP courses. I would strongly suggest that after you settle down with your probation is done and you make some contacts within the company, you're getting your feet wet, you know, you're getting comfortable, immediately start inquiring about the CIP courses, and go to the HR or human resources or the learning and development department within your company and inquire about CIP. They will see your interest to learn more. So the CIP is about 10 courses you have to complete, but then you will be exempted from the first one, the C11, Practices and Principle of Insurance, because you have RIBO. You only have to complete 9. And so it's a excellent idea to get that designation. It's a well-respected, very valuable designation. CIP stands for Chartered Insurance Professional. Okay, so I went to Workopolis and I did a search, insurance agents. Look at this. Insurance sales representative, insurance representative, all these for you. Property and casualty insurance agent. Okay, there many of them offer hybrid, you know, 40,000 a year, 65,000 a year. Look at this. In Hamilton, where I live, okay, 65,000 a year to start quick apply. Just click on quick apply, the hyperlink here, and just post your resume. These are jobs available. I just Googled this just like a few minutes ago. Okay. So also it's very important you keep up with RIBO, RIBO.com, because after 1 year, you have to renew your license. And it's an individual responsibility. Don't rely on your company, because let's say RIBO wants to audit you. Oh yeah, they audit. RIBO will audit your certificates, your continuing education requirements. And in a moment, I'm going to tell you what you need to renew your license, because 1 year will pass by very quickly, like a couple of months. You'll be looking at 1 year already with your job, okay? So you need to be on top of how to renew your license from the very get-go. RIBO, they've given a lot of information. So you can see here, renewal guide video. Okay, so go to this website. In the description, I'll put this link for you. Click on the video and you know everything, and save this, okay? You need to know about the renewal. So what you need is 8 continuing hours, and this is the breakdown. Out of the 8 hours each year, okay, the RIBO year starts October 1st and it ends September 30th. You must remember this. Why? Because you need to have the 8 hours, you know, before a certain date. I think August, by end of August, you need to have those hours to renew your license. So once your license is non-renewed because you didn't have these hours, it's a messy situation. There'll be a penalty. You may have to wait, and you cannot work as a broker. It just really throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing. So from the beginning of the RIBO year, like October 1st, you need to be working on the hours. Now, where do you get these hours? Many companies, they offer themselves. They have their own RIBO hours, okay? If you work for a small brokerage, maybe they don't have their hour. You're dealing with a lot of insurance companies. So you go to their website, and every company, they have a learning and development section, and they offer hours. You need to be on top of that. So you do the course, print the certificate, and keep a track of it. It is your responsibility. I'll tell you this again, because RIBO wants to audit you. They will call you directly, and they will audit you. So what do you need for audit? You have to show, if you've been in the industry for some time, let's say more than 5 years, then you need to have at least for 5 years of RIBO continuing education proof. There's a RIBO continuing education track sheet. I'll show you in a moment where to find it. So you need to have each year, it just takes 5 minutes to fill that, and then save it in your computer. Open a folder on your desktop like RIBO continuing hours information. That's it. Every year you do this. So this is the breakdown. Minimum 1 hour ethics. Ethics is, you must have 1 hour ethics out of the 8. A maximum of 2 hours professional development. So why they say a maximum of 2 hour professional development? Because this is the professional development is customer service, how to provide good quality service to customers. These are like soft skills, as they say, soft skills, right? Active listening and, working as a team member and, things like that. So RIBO says, oh yeah, sure, we need that. But then don't just load it up with, 8 hours with, all these customer service stuff. Just 2 hours maximum. Then that leaves 5 hours. It should be technical. So what's a good example of a technical? Underwriting, okay? The product knowledge in automobile, property, liability, how to underwrite a policy, what questions to ask, okay? Those kind of things. They're pretty, what you learned in RIBO, all those things. Okay, in RIBO, there was no chapter, if I can recall, dealing with how to provide best customer service. I don't think so, because if you see automobile, property, liability, it's just an onslaught, on and on and on. All those are technical. So you don't need to really distinguish between all these, because the company, they offer you these hours, they will send it to RIBO, they will get them approved, those hours, and they will tell you whether they're technical hours, professional development hour, or ethics. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it, because when you get the certificate, you will know what hours they are. You just have to keep a track, okay? Now, newly licensed broker, this is very important, because many of you as members in our channel, you just passed the exam, and you get a break, okay? You get a break because you just studied so much. So RIBO doesn't want you within the first year of your registration. They don't want the 8 hours. It doesn't make any sense, because you just learned all these stuff. And I know how hard you work, okay? So the continuing education program of 8 hours every year between October 1st to September 30th will begin the first October following registration. So that means if you register this year, it won't, the education requirement 8 hours doesn't start this RIBO year. It'll be the first October following registration. I'm going to give you an example in a moment, okay? Individuals are only exempted for the remainder of the license year that they were registered. Okay, here's an example. Broker John was registered November 1st, 2023, and Broker Jane was registered on April 30th, 2024. If you look at these two dates, November and April, is a 2023 and 2024, they fall within October 1st and September 30th. Both these dates. So RIBO says, if you got your registration from this date to this date within this 1 year, then neither Broker John nor Broker Jane will be required to have accumulated any continuing education credits by September 30th, 2024, which is the deadline to have the 8 hours. Neither of them are required to have that. Why? Because they just got registered within the RIBO year. This means the first year you don't need it. But then but must begin taking the continuing education seminars or courses on October 1st, 2024, when the new RIBO year in 2024 starts. So you have to start getting your hours, 8 hours, but because your license has to be renewed by September 30th, 2025, right? So this will be the RIBO 2024-25 year. Okay, so this is a good example in my opinion. Keep this one. And this is the continuing education RIBO record sheet that I was referring to. And where do you get this? You guessed it, Google. Go to Google and then just type in continuing education record sheet. You can just put RIBO, because every profession they have a continuing education, whether you're a nurse or a physical therapist, they all need continuing education. They want you to learn, keep learning, okay? So what you do is you just download it. There's a fillable form, you can find it on Google, and then you just put your name and your RIBO registration number, and the term, here's the term, October 1st, and put the year, whichever year you're dealing with. So remember, you need to keep for 5 years. You see here, spot checks. I didn't make that up, okay? Spot check. Certificates must be shown when requested and should be kept for 5 years to indicate compliance. Okay, so you have to start gathering them, okay, as soon as possible. And one good news is you can actually carry over. So let's say 1 year you had a nice year that, some companies came to your brokerage, they offered a lot of courses, they gave you hours, and you accumulated more than 8 hours. You can actually carry forward up to 8 hours to the next term. Look at this, hours carried forward from last term. So they allow you in total of 8 hours. So even if you have extra, maybe like 20 hours you were accumulated, no, it's useless. They will only allow you to carry forward to the next year 8 hours, okay? 8 hours within the category that I just showed you. And so these are the acronyms they use here: ethics, personal skill, and the management and technical, okay? Now, okay, ignore this one, okay? Just ignore this one, because this is a email I think I sent it to my own staff probably, okay? You can just get it in Google. Now, I went to Google just like few minutes ago before I started this lecture, and I said just continuing education record sheet right here, PDF, and it's coming from RIBO. It's so easy, my friends, to get all these things, and just download it and save it, okay? Okay, I'm going to stop this video, and I want to wish you all the best. Thank you, everyone.